What is up, disc golf fans, and welcome to a very special tournament for us here at Gatekeeper Media, the 2023 Birdie Open, presented by yours truly and supported by Innova. We're at Iron Hill Disc Golf down in Delaware, and we have been filming, and we could really say this is one of our home courses here for Gatekeeper, and it is such a pleasure to present it every single year here for the Birdie Open. My name is Chris German. We have Derek Skoll, and we are bringing you round one front nine coverage.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. I would say that this is probably one of my favorite courses that I've ever been to, and to have it in our backyard with us being, having the pleasure of sponsoring it for another year here, it means a lot. So thanks for tuning in. We got a lot of familiar faces here, some locals, some more of the traveled folks. We're going to start here on hole one, 625-foot par 4. Right out of the gate, really great starting hole. As a righty player, you're definitely going to want to just beat that turn, right? Anything in the middle of there is where you want to be. If you push too far forward, you're going to be in jail. If you saw it off on the right, you're going to be in jail. So really, it's just hitting your lines. Nice gradual backhand here for MJ. It hangs a little further straight. And as you can see, pretty pitched off in there.
Yeah, Michael Joe has been coming to this event for so many years. So it's awesome to still see him coming here for the A-Tier.
Dylan Horst. Yeah, quite a name here in Pennsylvania, known for the powerful forehand that he is showing us right now. I'd say you can't really get much better than that.
Yeah, perfect shot. He has such a good forehand and does really well on the touring side when he does go out and play, placing pretty well at some Disc Golf Pro Tour events.
Matt Hammersten here. May recognize him from last year's coverage where him and our Andrew Fish went neck and neck.
Yeah, Team Prodigy. Spotter getting the flag down there. And then we have Harry Chace. So he took down Philly Open last year in 2022. So pretty local. It's a good shot as well. As long, like you said, as long as you get around that bend in that last tree there, sets up for a good second shot.
And so you know that the course is testing when it gives MJ a forehand, his second throw of the round.
Yeah, this course is really good at making you hit your lines. The lines are right there to hit. If you end up off the fairway, it can get a little tricky, but it does allow you to try to progress down the fairway. It's very fair in that sense. It's not too rough where you have to pitch out every time, which I think creates really good aggressive play.
We do have OB there to the left, closer to hole 2's tee area.
Oh, great shot from Harry. Buttery turnover. He's going to be putting for birdie.
I don't know if you could have even placed the disc in a much better position to what Dylan had.
Oh, and he's giving it a bid for the 2. Wow. Oh, that was awesome.
I don't really have any words for that. He just based his approach. That's crazy.
Yeah, this hole sets up perfect for him. 2 forehands in a row. So MJ will try to get up and down for par. Same with Matt. And Harry's in. Great start to your tournament on the Chace card, putting down a birdie on hole 1. And shout out to the local club who puts in so much work at this course. As I remember a couple years ago, the tree falling down over on this basket, and they pushed it up, and it wasn't a par 4 for one of the years, but they really took the time and effort to make it look great, pitched up there.
Yeah, being a part of this event for so long and really seeing the maturing and development of the course, it's just really such a beautiful piece of property that I really do feel lucky to have that be so close. I'd say it's If you ask most people nationally, because this was a tour event for some years, a lot of people would probably agree with it being a destination course of theirs.
Dylan able to get in for his birdie as well after hitting the basket, pushed him out to about 20 feet. But a couple birdies, couple pars. Good start for the card. As we're going to move into hole 2, par 3. Not many par 3s on this course, 380 feet. We're going to have a slight bend to the left. These guys are going to probably throw their distance drivers, maybe something that's going to flip up, push long, but still have a good finish to the left. There's a couple different lines you can take. There's a right and a center. So that's pretty common, I would say.
Yeah, using the honestly the rare ground play opportunity here at Iron Hill. Harry looks to be going the more outside. Oh, I think that slipped a little.
Yeah, luckily he drops right there on the fairway. Still has some work to get up and down for par. This looks great from MJ. You could see the disc gliding. Jinxed him there. Hammer's going really wide. He's going to get caught up. This course is very interesting in the sense that the par 3s usually play harder than the par 4s. You don't have that extra stroke to get up and down. As we see right here with Harry, he has a long circle 2 look for his par save.
I'd say of the places for Matt to kick, this is the more favorable of the two. When you hit that high, you really run the risk of really going anywhere. So,
yeah, should be able to get his par with that good approach. It's MJ just catching one of the last trees.
Yeah, if you look, that one right in front of him that he hit, where he'd be close to bullseye if not for that.
And again, very common for a disc to kind of fade out a little early based on the line you take. And a lot of people end up where Harry is right there. Just give yourself a good circle 2 bid. Dylan from circle 2 for par. And he's going to be giving that birdie right back.
You hate to see it. Still early in the round. Matt cleans up the par.
What is there a technical term for when you birdie and then bogey? So kind of the opposite of a bounce back?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. I don't know. Put it in the comments if you guys know any terms locally that you have that would be the opposite of a bounce back.
Hole 3, another par 4 for us at 760 feet. You really just kind of want to land anywhere in the vicinity of where the drone is now to give yourself an easy approach, because behind this basket is a lot of danger. We got sharp sloping green on the backside there. So really you're going to see Dylan really try to push a flex right at it so that it hooks up here. But it just kind of stabled up on him a little too soon.
Yeah, you do not want to end up to the right over there. It is jail if you turn one over and don't get around that bend. Conservative shot from MJ. Should be able to get up and down for par.
Yeah, I think he wasn't expecting that to be such a high shot. That definitely aided in pushing him further to the left. This looks pretty textbook.
Great shot from Hammer. Exactly where you want to be. Because this is probably the most open we're going to see the course, aside from maybe hole 4 as well. But you got to enjoy the flight of the disc while you got it here in the open. As Harry ends up where I was talking about, it is jail over there. It's going to be very tough for him to get up and down.
This one gets flexy here for MJ.
Missing everything. Wow, he's long putting back up.
That was definitely tough in there.
It's funny, I was just talking about how this course lets you progress, and then this is one of the few spots here where you ain't getting through that stuff.
Well, I mean, with the wide open factor, like you just mentioned.
Ooh, wow. These guys are on it to start.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the importance of where your tee shot lands, right? That's going to be the make or break for you. You see Dylan finds himself too far to the right, so not ideal placement, and he's struggling with his approach. Whereas his hole 1, ideal placement, ideal approach.
Harry's going to get caught up. He's going to have another circle 2 look to try to save his par.
Oh, Dylan just clipping one little branch leaves a lot more meat on that. Especially with
that slope behind the basket is very scary. Like this here, it's just layup or semi run, I guess, and it's still sliding down the hill.
Yeah, you want it to land flat and soft. Just no ifs, ands, or buts.
He knew he was taking a bogey there.
Oh, yeah.
Hammer on the board. Big
what a
putt
for Birdie. Yeah, holy cow.
Sick. Let's see if MJ can replicate, just maybe a couple feet closer. It's honestly not the worst landing down there. Unless that happens. MJ now for par.
Oh, boy.
And just like that, putting for birdie, taking a bogey. This course shows its teeth right here. First blemish for Michael Joe, but I'm sure we'll see plenty of green throughout the rest of this round. Tough start for Harry. Already looking at 2 over. Moving into hole 4, another par 4, 675 feet. This one has a slight bend to the right. And then on this second approach shot, it's a nice little tunnel. You can get sneaky on either side, but preferred line, get nice and straight right to the basket. You do have OB road behind the basket. This really sets up for a roller. If you have it, you see a lot of people lay those down, or a big turnover. You really want to get far right. Dylan shows his forehand power, and this is looking great. It's perfect. MJ getting caught up a little early. Still can get creative to get up and down for birdie. As long as you kind of get to those trees, you can give yourself a chance. And here's the roller, the aggressive play.
We've seen it work.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew Fish last year, carding the eagle. First time I've ever seen an eagle on this hole. And I think anyone.
I think that was the first time it had been done.
So MJ hits his line, skips up. He's going to have probably a 60 to 80 foot putt.
A little further right than I think anticipated, but should have an open look from there, no problem.
Yeah, pretty lucky you didn't hit any of those trees there. It's pretty common. If you miss your line, you get caught up on those trees on the right as...
Harry pushes too far forward.
And Dylan in a great spot to throw a touchy little forehand.
Like I was saying, the guy is known for the forehand. It's definitely the strongest part of his game.
Yeah, with the Frisbee background. Wow.
Yeah.
Michael Johansen back on the board with the rewind.
That's what we expect. Right there from MJ. Running it in.
Oh, that's so sick. Hammers just inside the circle. Maybe circle's edge. Looks like he was a little outside, and he's able to get the birdie as well. 2 for 2 now. That's crazy. Harry missed all those things and actually went long OB. You don't see OB long. I brought it up, but you don't see it that often because you kind of have that ditch there that the discs funnel into. He's able to save his par, though. Good on him.
Oh boy.
No.
That was his chance to erase the bogey. Hole 5, our par 5 here at 780 feet. Serpentine, slightly uphill with a mounded green, full of rocks, a lot of trees, as you can see here. And this doesn't really do it any justice. In years past, it was at the other side of the road, so they did add a little more distance over the years. Essentially, the stock play is something just nice and straight, finishes right there at that first bend, and try to give yourself as much footing as possible so you can really hammer it up the rest of that hill.
Yeah, Hammer did a pretty good job there. You want it to finish left. It's nice when you kind of hug that right side. MJ doing it even better, putting it right in the middle. As when they pushed this back, it kind of got rid of the eagle opportunity, but still challenging hole, and you have to execute your shots. Because this is the first hole where you start seeing where you might think you throw a good shot, but you still end up behind a tree and not have the best lie.
Yeah, so this is great. Maybe a little more to the left would be like that much more ideal. But that was that first little bend to the left that I was talking about. Oh, stopped up by root or something there. That
probably was
took
good
it.
for him. It looked like that was going to skip into the trees, or
Yeah,
at
and
least kind of give him a pinched look.
Hammer drifted off to the right a little bit, and as you could see, it pinched him off there. He really just kind of didn't have a lot of run up, didn't have a lot of area he just kind of had to swing it a little bit more of an angle. So that really takes a lot of the speed out of it.
So MJ gets caught up near the end of the flight. Is Harry in a perfect spot, but like you said, just maybe a little right misrelease there.
Oh man, that had a beautiful shape on it. Would have been right there in that bowl right before the mound. But now he finds himself off to the side with a little bit of obstruction.
Much better lie here for Hammer for his third shot.
But it's hard to penetrate that. Like if you go too high, you have those branches to deal with. I mean, this is, early summer, so the foliage is quite full, where that's the perfect height. You beat that hill, you beat the rocks.
Dylan's not going to have to worry about putting on this one. As that is a great birdie to take. MJ should be able to give himself a chance for birdie about circle's edge.
Harry giving it a good strong bid from there too.
It looks like MJ was a little farther than I thought.
Oh man, it was looking good. Hammer from a similar position to MJ.
Just a little low. Great par save from Harry after catching that tree on his second shot. As we should see a couple cleanups. And then Dylan with the lone birdie, taking a stroke on the card. Hole 6, another par 4 coming in around 625 feet. This one's a nice little S shape. We're going to have a slight little bend to the left. You want to get about right where the drone is now, and then you have a slight little bend to the right for the green. It's very easy to get out of position on this hole. You can push it too far right, then you get pinched off, or if you end up too far left, you saw it's kind of a wall of trees over there.
Slightly early release there.
This may be too straight, and it does funnel right back onto the fairway. It's a good shot there from Hammer.
That's the line.
Yeah, as long as it misses that tree, and it does. He might have kind of like a flex forehand there that might have pushed a little too far left.
Yeah,
but if you do get left, it does set up for a more straight shot as opposed to the left to right.
That should be with plenty of clearing in front of it.
Yeah, I would say that is the ideal landing zone.
Oh, and it had some fight in it, but just couldn't beat that last one.
Yeah, this hole is very fun. Haven't seen many changes. It's stayed the same for years.
tree prevented that swing.
Yeah, MJ in that really tight spot where he needs to get straight. A little bit of a right finish. Does not finish right for him. But he does get down there at least putting for birdie.
Wow.
Harry getting so sneaky there.
Right.
Good shot from Dylan. Should be able to save his par with that one. Because this is pretty common. Discs usually funnel to circle's edge down this hill here if you're not able to push high enough. As MJ
through the two trees. It was kind of hard to really tell from that angle, but that was framed up by those two skinny trees. From that angle, from this angle, they don't look all that skinny now that I'm seeing it again.
Ooh. Another low putt from Hammer. Just needs to get it up a little. Be putting a couple more birdies on his card. As Harry's able to erase one of his blemishes from earlier.
Maybe I need to save one for the next drive.
Time delay, dude. That's a courtesy violation.
That's a stroke. You're down by 3 now, potty mouth.
All right, hole 7, par 3, 370-foot downhill, real tight. One of my favorite holes here on the course. The way that the drone is going is a traditional forehand route for a lot of folks. If you turn it over as a backhand player a little early, there is another line there farther to the right that filters over to the path and can get you to circle's edge as well. But really something nice, floaty and flexy, or the forehand play.
Yeah, a lot of danger on this hole coming in as the second par 3 on the course.
That filters a lot. Wow.
Yeah. This hole's interesting. If you just throw it straight, you kind of end up where Harry is, and you have a putt where a lot of people think they need to get really far right. It's Dylan. This is looking great. Wow. Beautiful shot from Dylan.
And see, like, looking at it from the tee, you're like, there ain't no way I'm getting down there. But it's a lot more deceiving, and that's what makes it so fun. It's something that you can just really overthink a lot. Hammer gets close to where MJ is, however. Oh, no. Sorry, I meant Harry.
MJ getting caught up by the rock. Great rock for him. His Hammer was very close to parking the shot. I thought his line was the best of the group, and it doesn't matter. He gets the birdie.
Yeah, I was going to say that putt had enough height.
Good step through there. Hammer 3 down on this front 9. It's a good start on this course.
Harry follows it up.
Gets him out of the basement there and back to even.
I think one of our earliest Gatekeeper rewinds was on this hole, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great moments from here. If you had never seen the 2019 Delaware Disc Golf Challenge final round, that was actually, spoiler alert, our first Chace card win. One of the best rounds of golf I ever watched from Matt Bell. So if you're looking for some old coverage, just type in 2019 Delaware. So we move into the second par 5, hole 8, 780 feet. This one is uphill. And this is really where the name Iron Hill comes from, I think. There are so many rocks, so many trees, so much danger. Very, very tough hole. And then basket raised here on the green.
And it's really up there, folks. Like, the pitch of this hill is definitely something serious. So just even traversing it with all the rocks and loose footing is going to add so much extra to going into your back nine, just because this is kind of an exhausting hole. And you have to throw so much more on it to cover that distance.
Yeah, I really liked Dylan's idea there, going with the forehand.
Yeah,
It's
push
very
it a
easy.
little farther to the left at first so that it finishes kind of more into the center where that small opening is, because that's the other thing is these angles, you know, you want to be a little further to the left here on this initial.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar shot to hole 5, just much more uphill. But you just want a slight finish to the left. I would say this is a pretty good spot to be. This isn't the worst. And then you just have to get around these trees. That's pretty good. I mean, from there, you should be able to get your birdie. Just need to execute one more shot. But yeah, the footing, the run-ups,
Oof, that was looking pretty good.
they basically go away on this hole.
Yeah, run-ups are not really a thing. You will see people get pretty creative in some degree where if you do find yourself far right, we have seen plenty of players in the past be able to progress entirely on that right side to get up and down for their par. So you had mentioned earlier, you know, there's a lot of opportunity for progression if you take advantage of what you have. So like you see here, Dylan, this is his third. And there is a kind of an opening there up top ahead of him.
Yeah, I like this hole. It's fun. It makes you throw creative shots, and it's very easy to be scrambling. I guess we'll all find out where that one's going to be.
Oh, man. MJ just finding all the trees here.
This course is really just a game of inches and feet as Hammer
Oh, man.
puts a tough angle being right up against that tree. If he was 1 foot to the left, it would have been worse. 1 foot to the right, he has a perfect shot. So great shot from Harry,
Oh, yeah.
putting that right inside the circle.
Well, Dylan's must have been good because we haven't been back to him yet. Yeah, so has a textbook approach here. If it sits,
Oh, no.
what the heck? But yeah, I mean, essentially getting up and down.
Yeah, now you just got to put faith in your putt on the raised basket. And
Yeah.
he does.
Even putting from the right side.
Yeah, he like
He
you
played
said,
the
you
whole
weren't getting
hole
hit.
on the right.
Yeah. Harry's starting to pick it up. It's back to 1 under. That's a turkey for him. And a couple pars for the rest of the crew.
Hole 9 is another one of my favorites here. 555-foot par 4. Really tight here on the initial, and then a pretty good dogleg to the right with a tree smack dab in the middle of this line. All nestling down into a little bowl here. Quite honestly, another really fun hole. If you saw it off, go too far right too early, that's kind of a mess. You can push too far straight and still have an angle for an approach. You can even be a little further to the right in that clearing and have another shot as well. This looks great.
Dylan's getting aggressive here.
Holy cow.
Yeah, if you get around that corner, I mean, you can end up to the right, and it might be a tricky approach, but getting around that corner is the first most important goal here. So,
Yeah, like you said, like if you don't push far enough before you turn, it's very thick there on the whole right side at that turn of the dog leg. And see, this is, oh my God.
get sneaky. Oh,
Should be right on the edge. I mean, not a lot to work with.
yeah, this is par city.
Yeah,
Great shot there.
placement all day.
Harry's in the junk as well.
Yeah, if you have a forehand from there, I think it gives you a little bit more opportunity to play more aggressively. This is a great shot.
Yeah, Hammer's a little turnover, and then it hit the tree and put him right in a spot where you're just looking right at the basket.
Unfortunately, could not take advantage, hitting early left. MJ just putting it right to the bowl. Should be an easy par for him. Harry with a flex forehand.
Forcing one over, and luckily that tree stops him up. He's going to be looking for par as well.
And really good angle control from Dylan.
Yeah, it's a pretty fast green, actually. You have to be a little touchy. It slightly slopes to the right.
It's one of the less inhabited greens of rock.
Yeah, so it's very easy to just kind of slide that extra 15 feet, 20 feet.
But taking par on this is totally fine.
Par for Harry. Great way to bounce back on this 9. After looking at 2 over after just the first 3 holes. Dylan gets himself to 3 under for the round so far. Good showing from him. MJ 1 under as well. Couple birdies, couple bogeys. Hammer also stringing a couple birdies there, looking at 3 under. So that's going to finish up this front 9 as we take a look. Dylan and Hammer sitting at the 3, MJ and Harry sitting at the 1. But this back 9 is going to get good, Derek.
Oh yeah, super excited for everybody to check out. And you really shouldn't be any stranger to this course, but to watch these players in action is always a treat. So thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you on the back 9.